Okay, folks, let's do it. Session number 2. We're going to kick off once I've got a start sheet. That'll be brilliant. The 200-meter butterfly. Is that where we're going? No, we've just had, isn't it? I'll tell you in a minute. Let me get up on my screen here. One to watch, folks. Jessica Graham in the 200 IM. I have it on good authority that she's a bit of a machine. There's some pressure for you. Oh, here we go. Excellent. A starter sheet. 400 freestyle. And there are, hang on, 6 heats. Wow. Then we'll go 200 IM. These are mixed events to kick off. So events 14 and 15, or events 1 and 2 of session 2, are going to be mixed events. Then we go to our routine of female, open male, female, open male. We've got 100 flies, 200 backs, 200 breaststrokes, 100 IM, 50 fly, loads of stuff. A lovely eclectic mix of master swimming this afternoon. Hope you've all enjoyed your lunch. Let's mark some paperwork here. Right, I think we're pretty good to go. I can see we've got officials. I can see we've got lifeguards. I can see we've got swimmers eagerly awaiting to step onto the boom. So we are moments away. Official start time is now 1:45. And we should go through to, well, the team's championship this afternoon kicks off at 5:30. Warm up at approximately 4:30. So a good 2.5 hour session is my prediction. Right, I think we're just going to test the start box before we properly go into this. Gives me a chance to get the highlighter out and do me marking. If you are watching online, I know some of you are, please leave your messages in the chat box and I'll try and read out as many as I possibly can. We had some lovely ones earlier on today from family and friends and parents and children watching from all over the place. There's the whistles, let's do it. Right, this is event number 14 officially, kicking back underway with session number 2. It's the mixed 400 meter freestyle. There are going to be 6 heats. This is heat number 1. Okay, heat 1 in the water. There is Teresa Stringer representing Lewis, Rose Dudney for Mid-Sussex Marlins and Nicholas Crew for Medway Maritime. Then we'll have 5 heats of the full 8. That is barring any withdrawals, of course. Only had a few this morning. As you go through a meet, you do get a few more here and there. But hopefully everybody's enjoyed their warm-up. A reminder that the warm-up pool and swim-down pool are always going to be open for you. We do have lifeguards at both ends, so please do take advantage of that, just in case you maybe arrived a little bit later, didn't get a chance for your full warm-up. No reason for you not to get a couple of whips in. Oh, something else very important. The Southeast region are looking for volunteers, not just today, but more longer term volunteers. So if you want to give something back to the swimming community and you have some spare time on the days of events, either you or a family member, maybe you've got somebody that comes with you every single event and sits with you, and they twiddle their thumbs because you've got a heat in the morning and a heat in the afternoon. They can get involved. If they want to work on medal tables or any other sort of volunteering on these events, they would be very, very warmly welcomed and much appreciated. So if you are interested in volunteering at any of the events, then if you're in venue, go to the medal table and you can register with your name. There's no major commitment, don't worry. I'm not going to pin you down and make you do anything you don't want to. But there's plenty of jobs to do at these meets. So drop your name down and we can use you as much as you want to be used. That would be greatly received. And if you're online watching, just jump onto just Google Swim England Southeast region, and the contact details will be on there to submit. I think there is actually a signage on the website where they're looking for volunteers too. Leading the way in heat number 1 is Nicholas Crew, Medway Maritimer. All of these names now, I'm going to make a prediction that almost every single name I read out over the next hour or so, probably the third, maybe fourth time I've read their names. So many regular names from session number 1. A big puff of the cheeks from Nicholas Crew as he turned. How many more to go? And we have seen some really standout performances by a few swimmers in particular from earlier today. And don't forget, we have our team championships from 5:30 through to the early evening. And they are, I'm going to say, a wonderful chaos down at poolside, especially on the short course, where we have the two booms taking up the central 50 metres of the pool with a 25-metre gap at each end, roughly. Nick Crew getting towards the end of this heat number 1. Behind him, Rose Dudney and Teresa Stringer. There's never been more than 3 or 4 metres to separate those ladies. And Nicholas Crew has found his second wind in this last 50 metres, really going for it now. Towards the wall, it's a 6:45.82. I don't have the qualifying times on my heat sheet, so I've got no way to compare against those. I think we might be seeing some PBs, but there has been some incredible times. Sub-09 for Teresa Stringer, and Rose Dudney will touch the wall in 7:15. Well done, everyone. Oh, and there must be a Trojan in this next race. They're at it again. This is heat number 2. Heat 2, taking part from lane 1. If you're just joining us for this session online, lane 1 is the furthest point away, 8 is close to you. Same as in the gallery here. In lane 1, Laura Lopez Bonilla for Dover Lifeguards. In 2, Daniel O'Connell for Erith and District. Kate King in 3 for Wickham District. Viv Jones in 4 for Seagulls. Tracy Anstis for Dover Lifeguards in 5. Anthony Corbin for South Downs Trojans in 6. Lizzie Guinea for Didcot and Barramundi in 7. And Otter's Elizabeth Shaw is in lane number 8. So it's, for many races, especially in the mixed competition, it's quite often to find 8 swimmers who are not directly competing. Let's say you have 4 male, 4 female. There's at least 7, 8 different age groups in 5-year gaps, quite common. So on this occasion, actually, we have 4 women that are all in the same female category and the same age group. That's very rare. So Laura Lopez Bonilla, Kate King, Tracy Anstis and Elizabeth Shaw, that is a direct race between those 4. The other 4 swimmers are swimming in their own competition. So heat number 1 winning time was 6:45. And the quickest female, Teresa Stringer, was 7:09. Now in the earlier heats, these times will jump down quicker, and as we get later into the business end, they will get a little bit closer. There'll be less chunks of time, unless you get a really superb swim from a remarkable individual in the last heat. We've seen that a couple of times today, with the likes of Blaby and Tuddenham come to mind. Now, as I've been talking, I'm kind of like trying to get myself back on track where we are. And it looks to me like Lizzie Guinea is leading by well over a length, almost 1.5. She's in the centre of your picture online in lane 7. And in second place is lane number 8, Elizabeth Shaw, the one behind her. She's about to do a full double length lap, which is more than impressive. And you kind of feel like she should be in heat number 5 or 6, let alone heat number 2. The wind's going to be that big. And she will finish this race pretty much 50 metres ahead of her nearest competitor. And this is where qualifying times become really handy in terms of context. If I did a really deep dive, I could potentially find them somewhere online. But here comes Lizzie Guinea then, the Didcot and Barramundi swimmer. And she is going to absolutely own heat number 2. A 5:03.94. That's a massive, massive win and an incredible time. And she's looking up towards her supporters and thumbs up. And I mean, congratulations along the gallery. Rightly so. That's excellent. And she's going to win it by almost 40 seconds. Here comes Elizabeth Shaw. 5:43, just under 40 seconds. Anthony Corbin, 5:46. That'll make the South Downs Trojans happy. First man home. Viv Jones in 4, 5:52. And just dipping under 6 minutes, Tracy Anstis in 5. Next will come Danielle O'Connell, 6:16. And then in lane number 1, this must be her third swim of the day, I think, for Laura Lopez Bonilla and Dover Lifeguard Club. Next set of swimmers making their way across the boom. A 6:33 for Lopez Bonilla. Well, there's your winner. And what a win for Lizzie Guinea. Well done. This is heat number 3. Heat number 3 in the pool. From lane 1, Paul Reynolds for Faversham, Samantha Usher for Wickham District, Carrie Power for Oxford University, Chris Hunter for Team Anglia, Pippa Baker representing Home Club Crawley, Andrew Cook for Dorking, Katie Levison for the City of Brighton and Hove, and Nuala Muir Cochrane for South Downs Trojans. So Lizzie Guinea, 5:03.94. Everybody wants to have the fastest time overall. That is a quick one to beat. That could stand the test of time. Katie Leveson, who has occupied the lane formerly held by Lizzie Guinea in Heat 2. And is doing the same sort of party trick. Leading by 5-6 metres very early on. So Leveson's lead, it's not stretching now by a huge margin. She built this gap in the opening 150, and it looks particularly comfortable. Closest competitor in 6 is Andrew Cook, representing Dorking. And then in 8, Noala Muir-Cochrane, our South Downs Trojan. And a wonderful 5:10.47 then for Katie Leveson. Just shy of Lizzie Guinea's time in Heat 2, but that doesn't matter. It was a superb swim. Muir-Cochrane holds on to second, 10 seconds back, 5:20, and a 5:22 for Andrew Cook. They're your top 3, and there's going to be no hanging about for the rest of the field either. Pippa Baker in 4th, 5:26. Chris Hunter, 5:31, 3 seconds further back, Carrie Power. Sam Usher, also a 5:31, and 5:42 for Paul Reynolds. Nice and close, that's what we want to see, nice and competitive. But 2 heats in a row where we have seen somebody take the heat into their own really and never look back. Lizzie Guinea and now Katie Leveson. Can somebody do the same in heat number 4?
You'll be shocked at the score.
So heat 4 coming up. Short delay, I can't see anything going on. We had a couple of lane ropes come a little bit loose earlier, but that does not seem to be the case here. Oh, there's conversation taking place on the far side, that's why. Maybe just getting a backup time from somewhere. I must say, session one did run fantastically on time. Still chats in lane number 1. Here we go. This is heat number 4. Right, let's get back into this. Sorry about that short delay on the commentary. Heat number 4 from lane 1. You've got Nicola Lamella representing Beckenham, Richard Gardner for Royal Tunbridge Wells Masters, Gary Dressel for Farnham, Giacomo Raggielli for AC East London, Elizabeth Tarr representing Teddington, Laura Kearns for Epsom District, Laura Fenwick for City of Oxford, and Sam Batchelor representing Hastings. And this time, in contrast to heats 2 and 3, we have a dual leaders in Laura Kearns and Sam Batchelor. And then behind them, we've got is it a quadrant? What's one above a trio? A quad of swimmers. Laura Fenwick, Elizabeth Tarr, Giacomo Raggielli, and Gary Dressel. But Kearns is our leader. Most of the work is done, just. So we've seen 5:03s and we've seen 5:10s. We may see a little bit faster in heat number 4. Again, there's 6 heats only in this one. With now 4 in the mixed 200 IM. And they go out and back one more time. And the lead is growing. It was 2 out front. Now it's just Laura Kearns on her own, because Laura Fenwick has been joined and surpassed actually by Sam Batchelor and Gary Dressel. .454. Super stuff from Laura Kearns. She was always out in front, either on her own or in a pair. But she was the first one to get all the way back to the wall. Tight behind, look at that. 5 minutes for Sam Batchelor, 4:58 for Gary Dressel. Gary was in 4th or 5th at halfway point. That's a great second split for him. Then Sam Batchelor, Laura Fenwick 5:01, Giacomo Raggelli 5:02, Elizabeth Tarr 5:01. This is heat number 5. In the water in heat number 5, we have Hayden Burke for Rushmore Royals, Richard Reed for Alton and District, Matthew Taylor for Spencer, Derek Hutton for Dover Lifeguards, Russell Clash for Basingstoke, Stevie Butler for Rushmore Royals, Alex Espinassi for Basingstoke, and Martina Cambruzzi for Winchester. Hayden Burke for Rushmore Royals has started the quickest. And from what we've seen through 4 heats, that generally works. We've not seen anybody yet get to the front and not stay there. Now, that might put the mockers on this. Only going by statistics. behind Hayden. There is Russell Clash, Stevie Butler, Alex Espinassi, and Martina Cambruzzi. If you are on social media this weekend or today, let's say, and you're posting about the event, don't forget to use the hashtag SER Masters. That's South East Region, SER Masters 25. Now, unless I'm going absolutely mad, the timing boards are showing Hayden Burke is in last place. I'm sure he's in first. Unless there is something wrong with me. And in fact, all the leaders are 8, 7, 6 and 5. I mean, I didn't blink and they all lapped him, surely. There we go, back to proper now. Number 1 next to Hayden Burke's name, correct. And then Cambruzzi, Espinassi, Butler and Clash fighting for the spoils behind. 4:54, our quickest time through 4 heats. This is the penultimate heat. I tell you what, Martina Cambruzzi, the Winchester swimmer, is coming right back into this, and she has pulled alongside Burke, not literally, but on the clock, because they are in lanes 1 and 8. They're really, I imagine, can't see each other over 6 lane ropes and a bit of splashing. They might have been completely unaware that they're actually in a race here. Of course, just a race for the heat win. They are not racing each other for medals by any means. And it will be a brilliant, brilliant second half of this race. 4:52 for Martina Cambruzzi of Winchester. That is a swim timed to perfection. 4:54 for Hayden Burke. In the third place, beating that little gaggle that was on this near side, Stevie Butler, 4:56. So well done, Martina. That's really, really well done. What a joy to watch. This is heat number 6. Okay, final heat of our 400 freestyle. Michael Hodgson for Woking in 1, Chris Hopton for Camden Swiss Cottage in 2, City of Southampton's Carl Halford in 3, Otter's Matt Rogers in 4, Woking's Henry Goodlad in 5, Basingstoke's Liam Small in 6, Pool's Naomi Vides in 7, and Atlantis Sarah Pritchard in 8. And the pool is already split from front to back more than it was after 400 metres of our heat number 5. That says mostly something about Matt Rogers and Henry Goodlad, the Otter and the Woking representative. They are going to keep moving forward, and I doubt they'll stop to look back at any point whatsoever. And they are both in the same age category too, so that is a straight race between lanes 4 and 5. Other straight races in 7 and 8, Naomi Vides and Sarah Pritchard from Poole and Atlantis respectively. All others racing the clock independently. So this is a matter of how quick can they go, because we've got a 4:52. But it looks like they're going to go a fair bit quicker. And they will be the gold and silver medalists in one order or another. Looking very much in favour of Matt Rogers at the minute. Pulled out a couple of metres. And over 3 minutes in, there's a bit of a chunk to pull back. Elsewhere, plenty of other races going on. In 3, Carl Halford, and in 6, Liam Snell. They cannot be separated. In 1 and 2, Michael Hodgson and Christopher Hopson, only separated by 1 age category. And they'll have fun over the last 100 metres. Our leaders into their final 50. Don't forget, on this near side, Naomi Vides and Sarah Pritchard. They are racing one another. They will likely be gold and silver. I say likely because I always give a caveat just in case. All got to be verified. But there's your winner, Matt Rogers, 4:04. Beats the fastest time to this point by almost 40 seconds. Henry Goodlad, equally impressive, 4:09.57. And they are ahead of the field, and they can share a smile over the central lane rope between them. Great competition. In 3, Carl Halford will be in the battle over Liam Snell for 3rd place in heat, 4:32.27. From the city of Southampton, Liam Small for Basingstoke. Little tussle on the far side will be won by Chris Hopton over Michael Hodgson, Camden Swiss over Woking. And finally, on the near side, the direct race between Naomi Vides and Sarah Pritchard goes the way of the Poole swimmer Vides. So 4 races in 1, great value for money in heat number 6 of the 400 freestyle. On to our next event. This is the mixed 200 metre individual medley. 4 heats. This is heat number 1. were away at their second attempt. So on the short course, 4 times out and back. We'll go butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. From lane 1, Caitlin Trevor for Kingston Royals, Kathy Bidnall for Mid Sussex Marlins, Blaneid Walker for Whitney. We do have Keith Parkin for Barnet Copthall. We don't have Nicola Wright for Crawley in 5. We do have Tony Palmer for Godalming and John Darby for the City of Oxford. There's going to be 4 heats in the mixed 200 IM. Another fairly wide range of ages here. We go from 22 right through to the 70s, and that is the magical thing about Masters. Here's a cliche, age is but a number. Competing side by side with competitors decades older or younger than you. Swimming is a sport for all. No clear leader right now. I mean, Keith Parkin has got his fingertips in front in 4. Here comes John Darby, Tony Palmer and Blaneid Walker. Now John Darby will lead the way onto the freestyle. Keith Parkin demoted to second, at least temporarily. And Tony Palmer and Blaneid Walker, no change in your top 4. That won't change either. And Tony Palmer's coming right back into this. Oh, Tony Palmer, a freestyle specialist representing Godalming. He's absolutely stormed through the middle of them. Well done, Tony. 3:21.18. Didn't see that one coming. Keith Parkin and John Darby, 0.4 between them in second and third. Then Blaneid Walker, 3:27. And a big smile on the face of the winner. He wasn't in the conversation with 100 metres to go. Well, we know what stroke Tony Palmer's been practicing. Kathy Bidnall's home in 3:41. And Caitlin Trevor, one of our Kingston Royal team, will end the heat with a 3:59, sub 4. That's nice. This is heat number 2. Okay, heat number 2 in the water for Spencer in lanes 1 and 2, Hoda El Reedy and Amanda Heath. In lane 3, Crawley's Pippa Baker. In 4, City of Canterbury's Nicola Bushell. In 5, for Swim Bournemouth, Barbara Mikulacik. In 6, Way Valley's Martin Greenbank. In 7, Medway Maritime's Chris Millard. And in 8, South Downs Trojan, Emily Quick. Well, we've gone back to, well, it feels like the 400 metre freestyles now, with a leader that far out. This time it is the pink cap of Chris Millard, the Medway Maritimer. And a race of his own at the front. And then come the rest of the pack. We'll concentrate on the front for the time being. It's a race against the clock. In second place is Barbara Mikulacik. I hope I'm saying that right, Barbara. You'll find out later. And next door is Nicola Bushell. They're in 5 and 4. They are 25 metres behind the leader, who's going to be a full length ahead by the time it touches home. In 2:31, that is impressive. Heat number 1 was won in 3:21. So that is 50 seconds quicker just in heat number 2 from our opening heat. This is more like the time we were expecting, I think. In 4. Good finish from Nicola Bushell, 2:51. Martin Greenbank comes into Pip, 3rd place in the heat, 2:52 from Mikulacik, 2:53. Pippa Baker and Emily Quick also sub 3 minutes. 3:09 for Amanda Heath, and Hoda El Reedy will close heat number 2 in 3:18.71. This is heat number 3. Well, that's a shame. I want to get them stopping swimming ASAP, save their energy. They'll be told to stop by the turn judge at the far end, and they've heard the whistle. So, a couple of options here. The officials will decide either a straight restart or we'll do this heat at the end, which will only be 1 more heat away. I imagine with just 25 metres, so we might just go straight back to a restart, or will heat 4 come in first of all? People a lot more important than me will decide that. I'm just trying to fix lane number 7 as well, the timing pad. I'm not sure if that's what caused the issue, actually. They generally don't come loose on their own like that. And I can't see any reason why coming off the starting block would cause that to fall. I have to watch the replay. Looks like, well, let's see. Who looks like a decision maker down there? Or maybe it's up here somewhere. Have a little play with the starting box too. Do you know what that could have been? A fault technically as well. So they'll tighten some wires, replace something, give it a smack on the side, and we are changing the whole thing actually. Do you know what? We don't trust it anymore. That starting box has lost the faith of the southeast region. That one looks more trustworthy. Stick some wires in. Give it a tighten. So we have just got 2 more heats to come. I think it looks like we are going to go straight back into a rerun of heat number 3 because we've had a bit of a break now. Oh, flashing red light. Is that a good thing? And talking of event makers, again, if you want to volunteer at any of our events in the southeast region, please make yourself known. We'd love to have you. Plenty of jobs you can do during the event, whether it's technical skills, as you can see on display, or maybe just handing out the medals, supporting at poolside, organising the swimmers into heats. If that feels like something you want to do, please let us know. We would be very happy to have your name and numbers. All right. I think we can do it.
At the end of the
So I believe this is heat number 4, and we'll come back to 3.
This is a test start.
Looked like a good test to me.
This is a test start.
Well, we'll hang on. Thank you for bearing with us online as well. Whilst we get this all sorted. It wouldn't be a swim meet without a technical gremlin, would it? We've had the timing pad, we've had the lane rope. What else is on the meeting bingo card? At least we can't have a child being sick in the water. That is a plus. Ah, that's it. Moves them left to right. So let's have a little look through the schedule. We do have 2 more heats to come in the 200 IM. We then have the 100 butterfly for the females, 100 fly for the gents, 2 mixed 200 backstroke. Then we go into the splash and dash, the 50 freestyles for both sets of the competition. 200 breaststroke, 100 IM, my goodness, we keep going, don't we? 50 butterfly, and that's it, we finish with the 50 fly. So a bit of everything. And if you're watching online, there's some of our superstar athletes on the far side, mentally prepping for their races. Oh, we've gone back to the original box. We trust it again. It had 5 minutes on the naughty step, and now it's going to behave. Don't do it again. Ah, there we go. Hear the whoops and the hollers because that button made the timing clock start, which is what we were looking for. Well done, everyone down there. Under the pressure of everybody watching, I don't envy you guys at all. So well done, everybody involved in that changeover. Now, I'm led to believe, this is heat number 4 we're going to go into now. And then we'll come back to 3. This is heat number 4. And we are away. We are swimming. From lane 1, Andrew Brealey for Didcot and Barramundi. In 2, Ben Smith for Woking. In 3, Alexander Edge for Portsmouth Northsea. James Blaby for Maidenhead in 4. James Wardle for Kenilworth in 5. Maya Brundage for City of Brighton and Hove in 6. Tomasz Jodbricki, Didcot and Barramundi in 7. And Basingstoke with Sarah Hunt in lane number 8. And already at the tip of the pyramid is the already race winners today. I'm going to say 2 occasions, at least 2 wins for James Blaby today. James Wardle next door in 5, and then Alexander Edge in 3. Now, of course, this is heat 4, so this is, on paper, the last heat. We will have heat 3 again shortly, but these are the fastest guys and girls in the 200 IM. Leading the women's side of the race in 6, Maya Brundage. And yes, I can see on the boom the heat 3 swimmers are ready to get back underway. So James Blaby leads by 3 seconds. And then Alexander Edge, like 2 back. Then comes Tomasz Jodbricki, Ben Smith and Maya Brundage. But it'll be, I make it a 3rd win of the day for James Blaby. Having a superb effort. Great Saturday here in West Sussex for him. It is the 28-year-old from Maidenhead in a 2:10.66. Wins the fastest heat. James Wardle 3 seconds back in the end. Great effort. Representing Kenilworth. And Alexander Edge, no change at all. From the opening few metres, that was the 1-2-3. That's the way it finishes. Alex Edge for Portsmouth Northsea. Maya Brundage, first woman home, 2:26.39. Just after Tomasz Jodbricki. There's your winner. At a canter. Right, we can go back to heat number 3 in a second. Here we are then. This is heat number 3. Heat 3 becomes the final heat of the 200 IM. In lane 1, Jessica the Machine Graham for Kingston Royals. Elizabeth Wells for City of Canterbury. Dawn Palmer for Hornchurch. Ian Cameron for Basingstoke. Andrew Squires for Team Anglia. Tom Parry for South Downs Trojans. Aid Belcham for Crawley. And Helen Gorman for the City of Cardiff. Jessica in lane 1 has just come back to competing after having a couple of children. So, gets to spend a day away from them today. Look at this again in lane 4, Ian Cameron. Leading the way Blaby did in heat 4. Fastest women's time, just to keep an eye on that, it's relevant, Maya Brundage 2:26. I don't think they'll match the time of the likes of Blaby and Ward and Edge, but I'll happily be proven wrong. We're going to turn here in about 1:53. Yeah, it's going to be the 2:20s. Lovely race on for second in the heat, ignoring age groups. Andrew Squires 1:59, 14 hundredths behind Aid Belcham, then Helen Gorman in 8. But out on his own, Ian Cameron. It's like a solo training swim, it feels like, for him. No looking back from the opening length. And that is a cracking swim. Just going to be outside the 2:20, 2:30.64. In Southern, Aid Belcham will come in second, 2:35. Cheers. And 2:38, Andrew Squires, half a second ahead of fastest woman, Helen Gorman, 2:38. Which gives her the third fastest women's time of the event as well. Again, ignoring age groups. There's your winner. Take a couple of deep breaths. Right, next event coming up. This is the female 100-meter butterfly, heat number 1. In Heat 1, Helen Andrews for South Downs Trojans, Donna Wickens for Dover Lifeguards, and Sandra Jones for Gloucester. Bit of a trek over from Gloucester, not far from my hometown, 3 hours thereabouts. Hopefully making it worth their journey with some great team performances. So as you can tell, in fact, there is no Sandra Jones. I should often look up from my paperwork. And, I will see in 4, Donna Wickens dominating. In fact, Donna Wickens and Helen Andrews are both in the same age category. And there's only 2 heats in this event. Interesting. So 10 competitors overall. (1:32.09) for Donna. And Helen will stop the clock at around about 1:58, 1:57.37. This is heat number 2. Heat 2 of 2, Anne-Marie Adams in lane 1 for Medway Maritime. Kelly Stocker for Swim Bournemouth in 2. Stephanie Selsby for Thanet in 3. Melissa Halford for City of Southampton in 4. Morven Adams for Guildford City in 5. Amy Hodgson for Woking in 6. Amelia Greenbank for Wave Valley in Southern, and Laura Cook for Bracknell in 8. Lovely stuff for Melissa Halford, 105.71. Closely followed by Morgan Adams and Amy Hodgson, both of those sub 110. Stephanie Soundsby, 111 just outside. But I say anybody taking part in butterfly has my congratulations, regardless of finishing time. Already on to our next event. It's the open male 100 meter butterfly. 3 heats. This is heat number 1. Now, a couple of extra names than there are on my 4-person heat sheet. So we've got Thomas Ryback from Wycombe Wanderers. No, Wantage White Horses. It's not, I'm going by the abbreviated letters here. That was a complete guess. Derek Parr, I do have him on my list for Broomfield. Mark Sawyer for Dover Lifeguards, Paul Smoothie for Guildford City, and Dave Pethers for Basildon Phoenix. And in Southern, we've got Benedict Witt for WCPS, which is Winchester City Penguins. Whew. In lane 2, Thomas Ryback, 106.18. Wins it for the White Horses, and Benedict Witt. Ah, I see. He's got some ringers in on the outside lanes. 107 for Benedict Witt. And of the originals, Dave Pethers, 218.77. 118, sorry. It is hot in here, let me tell you. 118.77. Paul Smoothly, 120. And Mark Sawyer and Derek Park. Well done, gents. Let me put my teeth back in. This is heat number 2. Now we have Alan Parkins for Crawley in 1, Kieran Elliff for City of Oxford in 2, James McTavish for City of Southampton in 3, and in the centre lane, Simon Haller for Royal Tunbridge Wells, Chris Smith for Teddington, then John Fitzgerald for Spencer, Yijit Guven for Borough of Newham, and Toby Bowdler for Greenwich Royals. Looking good for John Fitzgerald. The time is TBC. Oh no, I've got no times. 105.09 on the board over there, 107.93, 108 for Toby Bowdler. They're your top 3. So the 3 men sub 110. But yeah, Fitzgerald 105. This is heat number 3. Three of 3 in the 100 flight. Andrew Brooks in 1 for Greenwich Royals. Conor Lowry for Dover Lifeguards. Dylan Conway for Teddington. Joe Northover for Camden Swiss Cottage. Charles Messenger for Hackney. Martinus Marks for Crawley. Matthew Nash for City of Southampton. And Chris Harbour for the City of Oxford. All happening down the middle. Horler, Smith, Fitzgerald and McTavish actually in the lead in 3. And it is 58.75 for Dylan Conway. Second place was Joe Northlover, 58.9. In fact, the top 4 were sub 1 minute. Messenger and Marks also in there. On to our next event, the mixed 200 metre backstroke. 3 heats, this is heat number 1. From lane number 1, Jane Asher for King's Cormorant. And 2, Linda Rees for Ruislip, Northwood. Blenade Walker for Whitney in 3. Alistair Gibb for Team Luton in 4. Lindsay Edwards for Southdown Trojans in 5. Bridget Bewick for Bracknell in 6. Nikki Ludgrove, Royal Tunbridge Wells Masters in Southern. And Tori Fielding for Dover Lifeguards is in lane number 8. Leading the way, Tori Fielding. And Nikki Ludgrove and Bridget Bewick. Bewick. Alistair Gibb in 4, the sole gentleman in this race. And that lead's getting bigger for Tori Fielding. She is not slowing down at all. And after Ludgrove and Bewick, we have then Alistair Gibb and Lindsay Edwards. They're together in lanes 4 and 5. Not before, well, after in 3, Blenade Walker, Linda Rees, and then the return of Jane Asher in lane number 1. Into the closing meters, it is a Torrey Fielding 2:43.9, and then a 3:01 for Bridget Buick, 3:03 for Nikki Ludgrove, and then come the rest, 3:08 for Gibb, 3:11 for Edwards. It's a win for Torrey Fielding by 20 seconds. Linda Rees in lane 2 and Jane Asher in lane 1 will be our final couple of swimmers. Now Jane will go back out one more time. Linda Rees is a 3:40.57. Two more heats at the conclusion of heat 1. Then we go into the quick stuff, the 50-metre freestyles. And they won't take long at all, and they're generally the most popular they are today. So there's going to be 6 in the female 50 freestyle, and no less than 10 in the open male. We then have some 200 breaststroke, 100 IM, and we finish the day from an individual perspective with the 50 fly events. So once again, we enjoy watching Jane Asher, 94 years young, into her last 5 metres. I hope I'm walking, let alone swimming competitively at 94. Well done, Jane. Always love to see it. Wonderful, wonderful. This is heat number 2. You are watching Simon Horler for Royal Tunbridge Wells. He's in lane number 1, and Laura Fenwick for City of Oxford, Laura Kearns for Epsom District, Kira-Louise Hansford for City of Oxford. She's in 4. In 5, Matt Taylor for Spencer. In 6, Andrew Burbage for Epsom District. In 7, Morven Adams for Guildford City. And in 8, Nick Skinner representing Basingstoke. racing out the blocks is young Morven Adams. Just 24 years of age, so at least another 70 years of competitive swimming for her if she's to match Jane Asher. Behind her in 6, Andrew Burbidge for Epsom District, and in 8, Nick Skinner for Basingstoke. Reminder, heat number 1 winning time was 2:43. That was the superb time from Torrey Fielding. That was a standout swim in that heat. Won it by 18 seconds. .230 for Morven Adams. So it takes 13 seconds off our best from heat 1 with one more heat to come. 2:34 for Andrew Burbidge and 2:35 for Nick Skinner. Well done, Morven, representing Guildford City. And there are those times confirmed on your screen at home. This is heat number 3. Competing are Joe Corbin for South Downs Trojans in 1, Hugh Jones for Bracknell in 2, Adam Toy for Portsmouth North Sea in 3, Mark Tuddenham for Woking in 4, James Blaby for Maidenhead in 5, Caden Guillet-Smith for Royal Navy in 6, Jack Claridge for Wickham District in 7, and City of Brighton and Hove's Maya Brundage is in 8. So we dipped low in heat 2, 2:30s, 2:34, 2:35. Mark Tuddenham will look to take some time off that, 1:02 to halfway. That is very quick. And then in lane 5, James Blaby. These guys have been sort of racing each other the entire day. Mark Tuddenham and James Blaby sharing the spoils. Absolutely rapid. And third place in lane 6, Caden Guillet-Smith, just 21 years of age, from the Royal Navy Swimming Club. Nice to have them represented with us today. And in fourth place in lane 3, Adam Toy. But a really solid performance from Mark Tuddenham. 2:09.27. That is incredibly quick. Well done, Mark. continuing a fantastic afternoon. James Blaby, 218, have a fantastic day as well. Man from Maidenhead, both those guys 28 years of age. And Caden Guyett-Smith, 21-year-old in 218.96. Not far off James Blaby at all. A couple of seconds back to Adam Toy. A nice shake in the middle. Respecting each other's competition. Next event coming up, we're going to go back to the female competition. This is event number 19, the female 50-metre freestyle, 6 heats. This is heat number 1. Debbie Croydon, Marianne Davey, Fiona Irwin, Shona Faulkner, Claudine Day, Amanda Doyle, Caitlin Trevor and Tanya Barnes. Tanya Barnes, fastest qualifier as we go from lanes 1 through to 8, representing Dover Lifeguard Club. First time in the 50 freestyle will be 37.26 for Tanya Barnes. Also sub 40, Amanda Doyle. 41.9 for Shona Faulkner. Fourth place, Caitlin Trevor, and Fiona Irwin, Claudine Day, Debbie Croydon, and finally Marianne Davey, sub 60 seconds. Well done. That's 72 years of age, wow. This is heat number 2. This is heat number 2. From lane 1, Stephanie Kemp, Blenade Walker, Jessica Hindle, Alice Childs, Caroline Franklin, Shuri Bailey, Nuala Muir-Cochrane and Viv Jones. Going to be close between Franklin and Bailey in 5 and 6. Here comes Muir-Cochrane in 7 as well. There, your top 3, all of them in 34. The quickest, Shuri Bailey, 34.16. Well done, Shuri. Tidy work. This is heat number 3. From lane 1, Gail Henry, Eloise Trevis, Helen Kewell, Katrina Farrell, Kate King, Teresa Sewell-Teague, Karen Gendon and Laura Kerrigan. In 2, Eloise Trevis leading the way with Karen Gendon. They're the top 2, both in 31, but it's 0.43 for Trevis, 1300ths only clear of Gendon. So there's a Didcot and Barramundi win for the 21-year-old in heat number 3. This is heat number 4. Laura Cook, Emily Quick, Carrie Power, Sarah Mercer, Debbie Spink, Stacey Jo Richards, Elizabeth Tarp and Kelly Stocker. That's from 1 to 8. Stacey Jo Richards will take the win in the heat. The time is 30.5. Kelly Stocker and Elizabeth Tarp join her in the top 3. 30.5 seconds for the Didcot and Barramundi swimmer. This is heat number 5. Nicola Wright, Charis Palmer, Lucy Rodwell, Trinity Payne, Laura Chapman, Gina Hobson, Rhiannon Elston and Maya Harris. Penultimate heat in the female 53. I'm watching lanes 5 and 6, Laura Chapman and Gina Hobson, Otter and Mid Sussex. They're your top 2, and 3 of them go sub 30 because they are joined by Maya Harris down in lane number 8. But it is Gina Hobson for Mid Sussex that takes it. This is heat number 6. Naomi Vides, Carla King, Freya Reid, Jess Shaw, Michelle Ware, Fleur Turner, Ellie McDonald and Anna Doughty. All down the middle, Jessica Shaw just holding off Michelle Ware. That'll be the top 2, 26.95. Everybody sub 30, 2 of them sub 28. But Jessica Shaw for Otters, 26.95, best of the entire bunch. Well done, Jess. Next event is the Open Male 50 metre freestyle, 10 heats. This is heat number 1. And this is the event with the most heats in today, actually, a full 10. First up, Lee Curtis, Roger Billing, Peter Vida, Paul Bruce, Logan YJ, Dan O'Connell and Dan Bromley. Great work from Benedict Watt, 27.63. So Benedict was an addition to the original Southern. And that could have probably got him midway through these 10 heats. This is heat number 2. Timothy Waters, Godfrey Admonds, Richard Croydon, Mark Sawyer, Nicholas Burridge, David Champ, Roger Startin and Timothy O'Brien. David Champ in 6, all his, and by a body length, 31.54. 32, Mark Sawyer, 33.4, Nicholas Burridge. The Kings at Cormorant take heat number 2, David Champ. This is heat number 3. Richard Pavitt, Tony Palmer, Keith Parkin, Paul Reynolds, Chris Lambert-Gorwin, Mark Sansom, Phil Atwood and Dave Pethers. And it's the outside lanes, Richard Pavitt and Dave Pethers that lead the way. Internal versus Basildon and Phoenix. Who gets it? Oh, blimey, 31.01 against 30.77. It's Pethers. And the distinctive orange cap of Basildon and Phoenix. This is heat number 4. Nigel Vickers, James Bradford, Larry Chan, Mark Ross, Russell Carter, Hayden Burke, Barry Stewart and Mike Jones. Much closer this time. In 5, Russell Carter got a win earlier on today, going to be chased hard by Hayden Burke. Gets it by 0.06 of a second. The Rushmore Royal on top. Sorry, Teddington over Rushmore Royals. This is heat number 5. Jake Watson, Chris Millard, Sean Hoodman-Grant, Sam Batchelor, Chris Upton, Derek Hutton, Adam Harper and Toby Bowler. Just in time for Chris Millard in a 26.23. That's why it was hard to get in. He was too quick. Well done, Chris, the Medway Maritimer. Will join the Vet 40 next year. Clinging on to his 30s. Well done, Chris. This is heat number 6. Martin Greenbank in 1, then David Henderson, Patrick Brundage, Levi Atwell, Ollie Jeffries, Ben Titchener, Chris Smith and Alessandro Arno. First to the turn in 5, Ollie Jeffries representing Basingstoke. Going to get chased hard in 2 by David Henderson representing City of Brighton and Hove. It is David Henderson by 1/10 of a second over Ollie Jeffries. Great second 25. Good work, David, well done. Heat number 7. Tyler Hobson, Pavel Rogalevich, Paul Allen, Andrew Higgs, Andrew Squires, Vyacheslav Smirkis, Tomasz Jasbricki and Peter Walczynski. Well, in 7, maybe Jasbricki, or is it Paul Allen? That is the top 2, but it is Tomasz Jasbricki, 26.32. New fastest time, first man to go sub 27 seconds. A few more heats to come. Well done, Tomasz. This is heat number 8. Aid Belcham, Dean Blackman, Sean Friend, Martin Sartorius, Daniel Ampflit, Josh Parker, Carl Halford and Campbell Walford. Wow, this is an easy one. Campbell Walford, 24-year-old for Dorking, smashes it 24.91. Crikey. How quick can we go? Well done, Campbell. That is stunning. Heat number 9. Sam Delatouche, Rodri Humphreys, Andrew Tuikva, Spencer Turner, Alex Edge, Liam Small, James Angle and Adam Toy. In lane 3, Andrew Tuikva, 24.61. We go quicker again by 0.3 of a second. James Angle also sub 25, as is Liam Small. Good work, Andrew. And finally, heat number 10. Charles Messenger, William Roberts, Stuart Williscroft, Ken Bosquet, James Vick, Sean North, Dan Walker and Connor Brunt. This could be hundredths of a second between your winners and the rest. It is Sean North, 24.49, a tenth only over Connor Brunt, and 300ths back to a tied third place for Woolacross and Roberts. That is 1500ths between your top four. Next event, we get a bit of a breather. It's a 200-metre breaststroke, a mixed event. This is heat number 1. Four heats in event number 21 today. Taking part from lane 2, we kick things off. Trixie Nisbet for Lewis, Claudine Day for Red Hill and Reigate, Helen Barrios for Ruislip Northwood. Alison Cowie for Basildon and Phoenix. Paul Catherall for Ruislip Northwood. Also got a lane 7. Victoria Brown. Must be late entry, I imagine. And that is for EATS. Is Eastleigh Swimming Club. And as we often find, if we do have a later entrant, or for any reason at all they've been popped into heat number 1, which is generally the only heat available to them, of course, we do find they shoot away on most occasions, as is the case here with Victoria Brown. So we've got 4 heats in the mixed 200 breaststroke. Then we'll have the female 100 IM, the male 100 IM, and we finish with the 50 fly. So outside of Victoria Brown, Paul Catherall is leading the original field of 5. Paul is one of 2 members of the Ruislip Northwood team in this heat, not in the entire squad, of course. .258 is a winning time. Well done, Victoria. Paul Catherall will be nearer to 4 minutes than 3 of our winner. But Victoria could probably have been in our final heat, to be honest, with that time, on an original schedule. Paul's time 3:38.9. Then we'll see in 4 Helen Barrios come through ahead of Alison Cowie. Helen is the teammate of Paul here. She goes just under 4 minutes. That's always nice. Alison Cowie just outside in 4:03, and Claudine Day 4:08.53. And finally, Trixie Nisbet. He's had a very busy day. Around about the 4:20 mark. 4:19.30. That is heat number 1. And there's your winner, Victoria Brown, waiting patiently. This is heat number 2. From lane 1, Tanya Barnes for Dover Lifeguard Club. Vicky Rowley, her teammate for Dover Lifeguards. Alistair Gibb in 3 for Team Luton. Victoria Avery for Cranley in 4. Laura Kerrigan for Crystal Palace Masters in 5. Then Bridget Buick for Bracknell. Anne-Marie Adams for Medway Maritime. And again, at Crystal Palace Masters in 8, it's Fiona Wiggins. Anne-Marie Adams has started the quickest. The single Medway Maritimer in Heat 2, 28 years of age. But she's being hunted by Victoria Avery, Laura Kerrigan, Bridget Bewick and Fiona Wiggins. Little party of 3 on the far side, Tanya Barnes, Vicky Rowley and Alistair Gibb. Got a DQ to bring you from event 19, heat 1, lane 8. That was the 50-metre freestyle. So DQ, technical infraction, event 19, heat 1, lane 8. And your winner, Anne-Marie Adams. It got a little bit closer near the end. 3:17 though was good enough for the win. Over 3:19 from the chasing Laura Kerrigan. And Fiona Wiggins, 3:23, just pips Bridget Bewick to 3rd place. And our trio on the far side, Gibb, Rowley and Barnes. This is heat number 3. From the top, Rachel Thomas, Didcot and Barramundi, Amanda Heath for Spencer, Amanda Goodman for Basildon and Phoenix, Stu Galvin for West White, Louise Brass for Medway Maritime, Richard Reed for Alton and District, Ellie McLeod for City of Oxford, and Phil Southworth for Hillingdon. Fighting on the near side, Ellie McDonald and Phil Southworth. They are, of course, not actually racing one another. But it does help. It really does help to have somebody by your side just to keep you honest. No complacency at all. In four, Stuart Galvin is in third place ahead of Louise Brass. Again, another pair working together. And then three in Rachel Thomas, Amanda Heath and Amanda Goodman. And Phil Southworth has just pulled away from Ellie McDonald, the Hillingdon swimmer. It is a nigh on 4 second advantage into the final 50. And Galvin and Brass, not a lot to separate them. Less than 1 second. And all the way to the finish, Phil Southworth, 2:55, takes over 20 seconds off the best time from the first two heats. One more heat to come, 3 minutes and half a second for Ellie McDonald, 3:05 and 3:07 for Galvin and Brass. And a little race on its own, Rachel Thomas takes Amanda Heath and Amanda Goodman. One more heat to come. This is heat number 4. You're watching Mark Alderman, he's representing Newbury, Paul Mason for Chichester, Archie Nakano for Dorking, Henry Goodlud for Woking, James Blaby for Maidenhead, James Vick for Erith and District, Andrew Brearley for Didcot and Barramundi, and David Kent representing Woking. Lovely race down the middle once again. 2 of 3 chaps that have been so good. Goodlud and Blaby. And they'll be enjoying this too. They are both 28 years of age. These have all been absolutely direct races. Probably the most competitive age group and category in the competition today, courtesy of these two guys. Who's going to take it? Chasing the Marcin Nagano, a good 10 metres back. And he's in a race of third in the heat, completely on his own. He's a couple of metres ahead of Paul Mason in lane 2. Right then, this is it. Who's got the final kick? Looks like Henry Goodlad. And he pushed it right at the last second. He knew exactly what he was doing, didn't he? 25.18 over to 26.03. Brilliant racing all day between these two. Archie Nakano will take third in the heat. Fourth will be Paul Mason. Then comes James Vick in lane number 6, Andrew Brealey in 7, David Kent in 8, and then over in 1, Mark Alderman. And that will conclude heat number 4, final heat in the 200 breaststroke for the men. Well done, guys, and well done, Henry. So, swimmers in our next event all ready. That'll be the female 100 IM. Next event, number 22, it's the female 100 metre individual medley. This is heat number 1. In our opening heat from lane 2, we have Jane Asher for King's Cormorant, Debbie Croyan for Cali Masters, Rose Dudney for Mid Sussex, that's the Marlins, Fiona Irwin for Woking, Caitlin Trevor for Kingston Royals, and Caroline Franklin for South Downs Trojans. And it is the Trojan that is soldiering on. And back she comes. This will be one of the most comfortable 100 metre wins that we see today. $1:31.74. Well done, Caroline. Caitlin Trevor will take second place, 1:48, ahead of Fiona Irwin, 1:51. In lane 4 and fourth place, Rose Dudney, 1:57. Debbie Croydon is going to be outside of 2 minutes, just by a few seconds. We're going to see 4 heats in this event, and then we'll have 5 in the open male 100 IM. Now, I believe this is the final swim of the day for Jane Asher. We've done fantastic to welcome her home in the last couple of events. And to close out her 2025 Masters, Jane Asher will touch home in a time of around 2:30, 2:27.71. This is heat number 2. You're watching Blaneid Walker for Whitney, Kate King for Wickham District, Nicola Wright for Crawley, Eloise Trevis for Didcot and Barramundi, Jazz Strudwick for Dorking, Therese Saltee for Rushmore Royals, Nicola Mella for Beckenham, and Louise Brass for Medway Maritime. So we've seen 1:31s, the quickest time. That was something special from Caroline Franklin. Jazz Strudwick, she had a great race earlier, Jazz. So not her first success of the day, the Dorking swimmer, 27 years of age. 1:18.6, here we go. 1:20 and 1:21 for Louise Brass and Nicola Mella. 22 for Eloise Trevis, Nicola Wright 1:24, Saltai 1:25, and then, oh look at this, lovely race towards the line, both in 1:35s, Kate King and Blaneid Walker. This is heat number 3. From the top, Elizabeth Tarr for Teddington, Lizzie Guinea for Didcot and Barramundi, Elizabeth Wells for City of Canterbury, Steph Barron, the South Downs Trojan, Tori Fielding for Dover Lifeguards. We jump over to lane 7 for Katie Levison, City of Brighton and Hove, and then Sorrel Kenny for South Downs Trojans in lane number 8. This one looking much closer. This is what we like. They'll go into the last 10 metres, Katie Levison and Sorrel Kenny. They're in different age groups, but still a worthy challenger. 1:12 and 1:13. This is getting super, super fast. 1:16, Tori Fielding. They're your top 3. Big smile for Sorrel Kenny, 1:12.75. This is heat number 4. final heat of the women's 100 IM. Riley Flick for Hackney Anna in 2. Amy Hodgson representing Woking, no lane 3. We do have Jessica Shaw for Otters in 4. Melissa Holford for City of Southampton in 5. Freya Reid for Dorking in 6. Anna Doughty for Greenwich Royals in Southern. And Lei Ping for Otter in 8. I need to remind you that medals will be available to collect until about 10 minutes after the end of the session. Okay, they're not going to be available during the team event, so if you've won a medal, please collect it no more than 10 minutes after the end of this session. They are available now. Medal table, top of the balcony, towards the starting end. Well done, Jessica, 104.21, another massive amount of time taken off the fastest so far. No less than 8 seconds, in fact. Second place for Melissa Halford, 109. What a love, and Amy Hodgson. Great final heat for the female 100 IM. Again, please go and collect your medals if you've won them from the medal table, top of the gallery at the far end. Next event, number 23, the Open Male 100 IM. 5 heats, this is heat number 1. In the water, Peter Vida for Otters in lane 2. And Roger Billing for Guildford City. Timothy O'Brien for City of Southampton in 4. Godfrey Admonds for Spencer in 5. And Daniel O'Connell for Erithon District in lane 6. Oh, and in lane 7, Matthias Kikis for Hackney Anna. That must be Anaconda. I'll Google it in a second. This is going to be a cracking time. Again, this is one of these chaps who could probably have been in lane heat 4 or 5. But 118.46, domination in heat 1. Of the originals, Daniel O'Connell, 128.23. Timothy O'Brien, 132. All these guys, different age groups. And we're going to see in lane 2 come home next. Yeah, Peter Vida before Roger Billing. Jeffrey Admonds is home, just no time for him yet, so that will be a backup time. Well done, Matches, 118.46. This is heat number 2. Now, as the day starts to wear on, we are getting a couple more of the non-starters. It's completely natural. Many swimmers. I think I've seen some swimmers' names in 6, 7, even 8 races sometimes. They are full-on schedules. And taking part in Heat 2. John Darby for City of Oxford. Paul Bruce for Chichester. Tony Palmer for Godalming. Chris Lambert-Gorwin for Chichester. Steve Hartley for Bracknell. Mark Sansom for Hillingdon. Andy Greaves for South Downs Trojans. And Keith Parkin for Barnet Copthall. Should be a much closer affair with an original 8 in heat number 2. Well done, Andrew. 125 over 126 for Mark Sansom. And Chris Lambert-Gorwin, also sub 130.25. Andrew getting his breath back on the lane rope. This is heat number 3. Stephen Brain for Mid-Sussex Marlins. Chris Hunter for Team Anglia. Tyler Hobson for City of Oxford. Alan Parkins for Crawley. Paul Smoothie for Guildford City. Tom Parry for South Downs Trojans. Paul Mason for Chichester. And Andrew Burbidge for Epsom District. Heat 3 of 5, all capable now of the sub 130 window. Coming home, Tyler Hobson. 1:11.48. Wow, here we go. 1:12.29 Paul Mason, 1:13 Andrew Burbidge. Almost the entire field, sub 120. I was looking at 1:30, just based off heat number 2. They've absolutely shown me up. Tyler Hobson, though, for City of Oxford, 1:11.48 wins heat number 3. This is heat number 4. In the water, Aid Belcham for Crawley in 1. Kieran Elliff for City of Oxford in 2. Nigel Vickers for Rushmore Royals in 3. Paul Allen for Boston in 4. Jake Claridge for Wickham District in 5. Christopher Harbour, City of Oxford in 6. Tomasz Jabricki for Didcot and Barramundi in 7. And Ben Smith for Woking in 8. Tomasz won a race only about half an hour ago, I'm sure. Tomasz Jabricki. He's going to get another one here too, and it's going to be very, very fast. Well under sub 110, maybe even sub 1.5. No, just outside. 1:05.23. Brilliant again from Tomasz Jabricki. Ben Smith 1:06.36 and Jake Claridge 1:08.65. Your top 3. These are getting closer and closer. One more heat to come. This is heat number 5. Hugh Jones for Bracknell in lane 1. Mark Tuddenham for Woking in 2. Ben Reid for Dorking in 3. Matt Rogers for Otter in 4. Dylan Conway for Teddington in 5. Martin S. Marks for Crawley in 6. James Vick for Erith and District in 7. And his teammate Sam Delatouche in 8. Wow, Matt Rogers, take your hat off, take your swim cap off. The 25-year-old Otter, 58.14, stunning time to finish the event. Crikey, Dylan Conway, 1 minute 64. And Mark Tuddenham, who's had a few wins himself today, 101.25. That could be a swim of the day for Matt Rogers, that one. Final event, the 50-metre butterfly female competition. This is heat number 1. First up, Cathy Bidnall for Mid Sussex, Amanda Doyle for King's Cormorant, Helen Andrews, South Downs Trojans, Bridget Buick for Bracknell, Elizabeth Tart for Teddington, and Matches Kikes for Hackney Anacondas. Just a late entry going off the abbreviation. 33.31. Elizabeth Tarr, 35.58, sorry. 40 on the nose for Bridget Buick. Amanda Doyle, 47, 48, Cathy Bidnall. And Helen Andrews, time TBC, 51.26. This is heat number 2. Gail Henry, Sam Usher, Eloise Trebis, Amanda Goodman, Debbie Spink, Donna Wickens, Carrie Power and Sandra Jones. Eloise Trevis looking strong for Didcot Barramundi. For a small team, they've had a great day, haven't they? 34.49, well done Eloise. Second for Gail Henry, third for Carrie Power. This is heat number 3. Katrina Farrell, Nicola Mella, Anne-Marie Adams, Trinity Payne, Laura Cook, Nicola Bushaw, Gina Hobson and Laura Chapman. It is the Otter versus the Mid-Sussex Marlin. Chapman and Hobson in 7 and 8. It goes to Gina Hobson. The Marlin 32.33 by 0.3 of a second over Chapman. Nicola Mella third, 34.59. And they share a big smile down there. That's what the day's all about. This is heat number 4. final individual women's race of the day. Fleur Turner, Stephanie Salisbury, Freya Reid, Melissa Halford, Michelle Ware, Riley Flick, Lucy Rodwell and Tilly Loney. And it will be Melissa Halford to take the last win of the day for the women's competition. And what a way to do it, 29.48, the only person to go sub 30 seconds in the women's 50-metre butterfly. Well done, Melissa. Second place, Michelle Ware, just outside 30. And Stephanie Salisbury just over 31. And finally, event 25, the open male 50-metre butterfly, 6 heats. This is heat number 1. Richard Croydon, Paul Reynolds, Derek Parr, Timothy Waters, Chris Lambert-Gorwin, Paul Bruce and Larry Chan. And also Tomasz Rybak in lane number 8, who should probably not be in this heat, but 28.69, that'll be, take a few heats to beat that one, quite frankly. Well done, Tomasz. 38.01 for Larry Chan. And 38.50 for Timothy Waters. This is heat number 2. Keith Parkin, David Champ, Tony Palmer, Mark Sawyer, Mike Jones, Chris Millard, Alessio Mancino and Adam Harper. Going the way of Chris Millard with the Medway Maritimer, 39 years of age, in the bright pink cap, $29.99. Sounds like a good price. It is a good time. It's a great time. Well done. 31.64 Alessio Mancino. And third place for Adam Harper, 2/10 back. Heat number 3. Dave Pethers, Barry Stewart, Samuel Batchelor, Jake Watson, Simon Haller, Patrick Brundage, Alessandro Arno and Ben Titchener. Yellow cap in 6 of Patrick Brundage, 30 seconds on the button. I imagine he'll be a bit frustrated with that. So close to sub 30 and a wry smile from Patrick. Well done, sir. Heat number 4. John Fitzgerald, Vyacheslav Shmerkis, Andrew Squires, Chris Smith, Andrew Tigvika, Levi Atwell, Spencer Turner and Sean Friend. This could, well, it looks like 5. Andrew Tigvika, John Fitzgerald going nicely in 1, also in 6 Levi Atwell. But yeah, Andro Tikvika, 28.68, new fastest time of the event with 2 heats to go. Before John Fitzgerald and Levi Atwell, all sub 30. Heat number 5. Peter Welczynski, Dean Blackman, Aid Belcham, Conor Layery, Dan Amflet, Campbell Wolford, Dan Walker and Martinus Marks. Penultimate heat of the day in the individual Masters competition. Teams coming up later. Tying 1, 6 and 7, Wolford and Walker. Walker takes it, 4 of them, sub 28, 27.29 for your winner. 3/10 clear of Campbell Wolford and Martinus Marks. So Crawley take first and third in the penultimate heat. This is heat number 6, final heat of the day. James Angle, William Roberts, Charles Messenger, Joe Northover, Ken Bosquet, Connor Brunt, Liam Small and Stuart Woollerscroft. Who gets the final individual win of the day? It is going to be Joe Northover in lane 4, 25.33, quickest time of the day too. Second for Ken Bosquet and third for Charles Messenger. But it's Camden Swiss Cottage and Northover who take win number 25. A huge thank you and well done to all of our competitors. Great racing today. First to last, every single event, every single heat, every age category. Hope you've enjoyed your day out in Crawley. We've certainly enjoyed having you. A massive, massive thank you to our team of officials and volunteers who, as you know, these events don't happen by accident. It takes a lot of hard work behind the scenes. We do have our teams competition coming up later from 5:30. I know a lot of you will stay behind for that.